Crew,
the daily show for Nintendo fans.
Thanks for being here, everybody. It's a very serious episode today.
Yes.
You're looking a little underdressed. Disappointed as always.
Hey, you're wearing a clip-on tie. I don't want to hear anything about underdress. So today
Let's keep it casual.
Let's keep it casual. Today we're going to talk about the artsiest and the fartsiest of Nintendo games. These are games
that ties in really well to the first one.
These are games that are not necessarily made by Nintendo first party, but are on Nintendo consoles that are particularly artsy in style.
Is it okay to just call those Nintendo games, and then we'll refer to Nintendo's Nintendo games as first party Nintendo games?
I came up with a name for Nendo. I was going to call them Nendo games.
Interesting.
Nendo games. Whatever. Okay, but whatever. Games that are on Nintendo consoles. We'll continue until we hash out a word and agree on one. We're still going to call them that. So here's the top 10.
Number 10, Wario Land Shake It.
Yes.
This game's pretty crazy, and you might not know about it. It's actually entirely hand-drawn.
It is an absolutely beautiful game. It's not pixel art. Like you said, it's hand-drawn. It looks like a comic book in action.
That's right.
And it is a blast to play. It's fun to control. But most of all, it just looks really, really beautiful for a Wii game.
Yes. And I think a big factor in the discussion of this episode is going to be how a game has aged well in order to be one of the most artistic games.
Yes.
Because if you've got a bad polygonal art game or a pixelated game or something, it's not going to be on here. But this game probably is hand-drawn, and even though it wasn't on an HD console, still only 480 pixels tall or whatever, it's going to look good forever because they drew it.
Yes. So and we'll get to honorable mentions, but one that we didn't write down that I would like to say is Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. I think that those still look good today, even though they are pixel art.
Oh, I didn't mean pixelated as in pixel art.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you meant crappy. It looks crappy even for its time. Crappy. Yes. Yes.
I love pixel art.
Yes. If anybody loves pixel art, it's Scott. So,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, seriously. He's even wearing it. So, number 9 is Kirby's Epic Yarn. And, of course, this one was on the Wii. And we do have even a couple more Wii games on this list, which is kind of surprising because the Wii, the graphics for its time weren't that good.
It was UP. No one uses that, but underpowered.
Underpowered. Yeah. It's not OP. It's not overpowered. It was underpowered even for its time. Mm-hmm. But that didn't stop people from making games that actually looked really pleasing to the eye. May not have been super realistic, but Kirby's Epic Yarn, it was a completely new concept, and it just made you want to go, "Dawg! Yeah, it's so cute, Kirby."
Yep. Limitations breed creativity.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
They might not have came up with a yarn game if they were just trying to make something, sleek and polished.
I can't imagine a realistic Kirby game. What would that look like? I don't want to know. The internet will come up with it, and it's going to be weird.
Yep. For number 8, I've selected Metroid Other M. It's a very pretty game.
It is.
Again, on Wii. And I think that the graphics were extremely impressive. It came towards the end of the Wii's life cycle, and it just had a lot of spectacle about it. Even from the smallest thing, the mundane part of the gameplay, charging your blaster. You let that thing go, and it shoots purple sparks that explode everywhere, and it kills a bunch of enemies that explode in the vicinity and stuff. All of the surroundings and just the entire aesthetics and everything were great in the gameplay. Then you got into cinematics, and that was just top-notch cinematics for the Wii.
I won't say that the whole game looked good, because obviously during some cutscenes when it wasn't fully cinematic and the characters were moving, they were kind of jerky. But the cinematic part where it wasn't gameplay footage at all, it wasn't created in game, it was completely done. It was done really well, and a lot of when you're just playing the game, it looks really good. I played through it recently, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, you can even unlock the movie mode to watch all the cinematics.
Yeah, this was one that I had in mind when I made this list, but it didn't quite make it into my section. So, number 7 is Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. We love us some Legend of Zelda. I think this is probably one of the laws.
I love laws.
You love laws. Well, I love laws, but not. Yeah. Anyway,
particularly the toilet paper. Right?
TP toilet paper. No, this is one of the more artistic. I keep on bumping this table. This is one of the more.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, it was really hard. I think you broke my finger.
Not sorry.
Oh, jeez. So, Twilight Princess was one of the more artistic Legend of Zelda games. And it just had that dark tone and that shady feel to it that other ones didn't have. And it had like a kind of a creepy tone. I think they really went for that. They went over the top and not in a cartoonish way like they normally do. They really took it dark and twisted and very kind of bleak and not something you would expect from Nintendo or a Legend of Zelda game.
Wasn't that opening menu scene cool where he's like riding Epona and the sun is setting?
Yes.
Setting.
Absolutely beautiful.
My hand hurts. Are you okay?
My hand hurts too. Sorry. It's okay.
I am sorry. Number 6.
You're not.
The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Another one that aged well. They remade it in HD, but it wasn't really screaming for a remake because the cel shade graphic style holds up well. It's very good. Yeah, I think more of the reason they did a remake might have just been like they streamlined it. They added, you can get the quick sale about an hour and a half into the game, so you could progress through it a lot faster. But they really did something bold with the art style, and it actually changed directions from the time that they announced it. It looked like a really early version of Twilight Princess or something. They were going for realism, but the hardware wasn't quite there yet. So instead they pivoted, went to cel shade and more cartoony. And, from that direction, we've got the DS entries and Link Between Worlds and now Zelda Triforce Heroes. So it's how we got Cartoon Link, and it really paid off.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So Super Mario Galaxy was a game changer in so many ways. But this one was super artistic, not just in the way it looked, but also in the way it sounded. I think it has probably one of the best Nintendo soundtracks ever made, at least original. And also in its story, like, it is one of the few, and I've gone on record saying this, is one of the few Mario games where I actually cared about the story. So it's number 4. But it's like, you want to know, like, what is this observatory and who is Rosalina, and it's not just like a cutscene that reveals it to you. You have to go searching for it, and you want to go searching for it, but it isn't just exposition. It's got this really cool storybook, really beautiful music, really beautiful physics, and very bright artistic style. So kudos to you, Super Mario Galaxy.
Definitely. You said so as number 4, as in you like this story as well?
Yes.
A series that's known for good storytelling. Super Paper Mario comes in at number 4.
Yep.
The paper aesthetic, all the way back from the N64 through the GameCube and onto the Wii, and the 3DS one we'll forget about.
Yep.
It's a great art style, and I just think Super Paper Mario was the pinnacle of it, the Wii entry. I really liked it because you could actually turn that world by pressing the A button and look at things another direction, and it was just an example of the art completely transcending into the gameplay and creating a whole nother mode where you can walk past things that are one-dimensional and admire things that are more than one dimension that you couldn't from the 2D view. And then they also did a lot with pixel art, like you could get power-ups and grow super big and stuff.
Yes,
so,
we talked about the Super Duper Star or whatever it's called.
Yes, it was an amazing blend of art.
Indeed. Number 3 is Limbo.
Whoa, how'd that get in here?
Yeah, I know, right? This game, I actually had to look up and see if it was put on a Nintendo console because I played it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
But this game, it's not just for its looks. It's made in a black and white noir style.
Yeah.
But it's just this really beautiful game, and it tells a story without any dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And you're left at the end wondering exactly what the story means. And there's so many theories out there, and it's fun to go on and say, what is this game about? And I think that when you've created a game that looks beautiful and plays beautifully and gets you thinking about what the meaning of it is, I think that is the definition of an artistic game.
Awesome. And where is it available for Nintendo fans?
Wii U.
Cool. Number 2, Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yep.
Absolutely deserves this spot. Kirby's Epic Yarn paved the way, but Yoshi just took it to the next notch in HD. And then they also fleshed out characters a lot more. Like, after playing Yoshi's Woolly World, I was kind of surprised to go back and see that Kirby was actually an outline, like a pink outline in Epic Yarn.
Right.
But when you get to Yoshi's Woolly World, he's a full, like,
3D
plush, yarn plush thing. So, yeah. It's they made everything in real life, in yarn, put it into the game, gave it a completely realistic look, and everything looks so cuddly. It makes you want to go back to the game, even if you're not like the biggest Yoshi fan. Like, that series isn't necessarily my thing, but I'm playing through it and I'm enjoying it because it is delightful for that reason.
Awesome, and man, does it look adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a few honorable mentions. We've already mentioned Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, which still look absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I really wanted to put Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze in here, but that wasn't really for the entire game. They had a couple segments which were amazing, like the silhouette things. That's some of the most beautiful platforming levels in Nintendo history. And Rhythm Heaven also has a pretty funky art style, which is memorable.
Oh, yes. So for our number 1, if you didn't catch it already,
silent drum roll.
Yeah, silent drum roll. It's Okami, of course, for the Wii, made by Capcom. And this game is like the definition of artistic. It is done in cel-shaded art style, so it looks really pretty. It has these beautiful cutscenes done in the style of old mythical Japanese paintings, and it's, you know, Japanese culture through and through, just bleeding through the page or the screen, I should say. Is that
cherry blossom trees?
Cherry blossom trees, yes.
I can see them now.
And I think the gameplay, of course, the controlling in Okami wasn't that great, at least for the Wii. It definitely took a lot of time to get used to.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely stunningly beautiful, and the story artistic in itself. So as a whole package, Okami wins number 1 spot for the most artistic Nintendo game.
Are we doing this episode just so you can talk about Okami?
Yes! Yes!
I knew it.
More Okami. Actually, this was an episode requested by one of our friends, Guru.
Oh, cool.
Guru requested this episode, and hopefully we get to talk more about Nintendo games and art in the future.
I thought Guru transcended this life long ago. It's nice to see you still out there.
Yes, he's still out there. Come visit us, Guru. Come visit us.
And be on the show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the crew.
Don't forget to like, to comment, especially commenting what you think is the most artistic Nintendo game.
That'd be great.
And subscribe, and also if you did like what you see, if you liked what you saw, please do share it with a friend.
If you like the tie, like the episode.
Yes.
See you next time.
Signing off.